Good morning, boys and girls. I want to show you some last details you can add to your work to make it go from B to A. So we're thinking about the details. Over on the counters, we've got markers, and we've got oil pastels, and we've got crayons. Feel free to experiment with these different materials on top of your mandala. And in fact, you get to pick any colors you want to go anywhere you want when it comes to adding these details and decorations. For instance, if I want to add little spikes onto every one of these wiggly shapes, which I recommend if you do something to one shape in one sliver, do it to all the shapes in all the slivers, because we still want this to look radially symmetrical, so now it looks like a cactus. Maybe I want to add a little heart in between these two shapes. Then I would add a little heart in between those two shapes in every sliver. So find some patterning that you can add to make your work more interesting, more eye-catching. Again, you can pick any colors you want, but remember, when you add something to one sliver, you must add it to another sliver. And a good goal, add maybe 3 or 4 different details to each sliver using markers, or over here, oil pastels or crayons. Oil pastels always work better than crayons. I am super biased, so I always prefer oil pastel. And your paper must be dry to do any of these things, okay? So if I want to add little stripes in the background of a totally different color, orange in the blue section, that is fine, okay? But just make sure you add little stripes in all the sections, and you don't need to stick to the same color. You could mix up the colors. It's totally up to you. And remember, if you find some mucky oil pastels, just wipe it off on a paper towel first, and it'll clean it off. Perfect. Color crayons, they can work. If you're going to add details onto a darker color, you might want to pick a lighter crayon. They're not as powerful as oil pastels. Basically, any color oil pastel will stand out on any color of watercolor paint. Not the same with crayons. They're a little bit weaker. They don't really stand out as well. They're not my favorite, but you could use them if you want. So again, paper must be dry. You must add details, 3 to 4 details in each section. And what you add in one place, you must repeat all throughout your work. So it is the same all around. Have fun.